Now, attorneys say Franke plans to enter a plea. A statement from Windward Law says Hildebrandt took Franke's intent to improve as a mom and, quote, twisted it into something heinous.
Okay, so I did absolutely not have this on this year's bingo card, where Ruby Franke is actually going for the plea deal, the plea bargain, and throwing Jodi Hildebrandt, her little partner in crime, underneath the bus. Okay, I didn't even think that she would throw Jodi underneath the bus. I remember replying to a comment saying, well, that would be a bit of a turn of events. And it's true, plot twist. I mean, this is far from any sort of, sane plot ever, but this is wild. So her attorney's law firm put out a statement, and we're going to give it a little read. Now, bear this in mind, if she does go for the plea deal, for the plea bargain, it could lower the sentence. It could also mean that it won't necessarily go to trial. Ruby is scheduled to appear in court this Monday, which is the 18th, and we will find out more about it then. But yeah, she's going to be going in and she is going to try and go for this plea deal while simultaneously throwing Jodi underneath the bus. Once again, did not see this one coming, but I suppose anything is possible. So let us just give this statement a little read. Just before we do so though, I just want to apologise because I actually had a different video in mind for today, but I feel like this is, like a pressing matter, so I thought I would get this out to you. But yeah, apologies for the overload of Ruby Franke content. So, according to Fox News, it said, in the statement, Franke's attorneys appeared to place blame on Hildebrandt, claiming Franke is a devoted mother who was taken advantage of by a person she trusted. Initially, Miss Franke believed that Jodi Hildebrandt had the insight to offer a path to continual improvement. Miss Hildebrandt took advantage of this quest and twisted it into something heinous, the statement reads. I will obviously carry on reading this, but I feel like everywhere we turn, everyone is putting the blame on Jodi. Now, I understand from obviously Ruby's perspective, even though I really don't want to. She's obviously been sitting in jail for over 3 months now. And she's probably thinking, what can I do to get out of this? What can I do to lower the sentence? Because reality is going to be kicking in, knowing that this is well and truly going to be her life. And I know that, she is most likely going to be spending a lot of time behind bars. But, if she did decide to go and she was like, well, it wasn't, it wasn't me, it wasn't anyone else, I am completely guilt-free, then this is going to be going on for a very long time. She's probably had attorneys in her ear telling her this while, and a lot of people going, it was Jodi's the problem. So I'm just surprised that she is really deflecting this on Jodi. Bear this in mind that the last time we heard from Ruby, it was in the family court where she basically said all of this heinous stuff about one of her kids, and that was coming out of her mouth when she hadn't even been in contact with Jodi. They've both been separated in jail, yet she still came out with all of this disgusting stuff about one of her kids. Make it make sense. How are you being brainwashed whilst being nowhere near Jodi? From what we've been told, they were held in different areas within the jail. So riddle me that, literally riddle me that. Franke's lawyers say Hildebrandt systematically isolated Ruby Franke from her extended family, older children, and her husband, Kevin Franke. This prolonged isolation resulted in Miss Franke being subjected to a distorted sense of morality shaped by Miss Hildebrandt's influence. Distorted sense of morality. She's still using all the keywords that they used to use in Connections, though, isn't she? Honestly, I honestly think that she has been sitting there for over 3 months now, and she's been going, crap, this really is, this could be it for a very long time unless I do something drastic. She's just been issued her divorce. The whole time media is against her. She hasn't been around Jodi from what we have been told. And she's obviously just thinking, what can I say to lower this? What can I say? What can I do? Oh, I'm going to act as if Jodi completely brainwashed me. And, I was just an innocent bystander being taken advantage of. The thing is that Ruby used to run these groups as well. Ruby would come out with all of the stuff just as much as Jodi was. And let's just not forget, the things on 8 Passengers, the stuff even before she met Jodi, Ruby was not always very nice to her children. She was really not very nice to some of her kids. And she used to show her controversial parenting tactics. And some of it was just downright abusive. So I'm not really sure, the thing is that she obviously had something to work with. Yes, we do know that Jodi's influence was pretty big. Yes, we do know that Jodi could get inside people's heads. Yes, she did have a history of isolating men from their families, from their wives. We do know this. But the thing is that Ruby was really complicit in all of this, and she showed those abusive signs even before Jodi came into the picture. According to the law firm, Franke has engaged in introspection while in jail over the past several months and understands the full weight of her actions. Franke allegedly wants to take responsibility for her part in what occurred with her children. Demonstrating a sincere dedication to personal growth and rehabilitation, she has actively begun the process by reaching out to members of her family, the law firm's statement continued. So she has been reaching out to members of her family. Oh God, what would you even say? What would you even say to Ruby? I just don't think she's got all this introspection stuff. I don't know. I don't think she's really got a real big grasp of it. I think she's been backed into a corner, and she's doing what a lot of people do by, trying to lower the sentence, because she must know, and her attorneys blatantly know as well, that if she decides to plead not guilty, then this is going to be long and drawn out, and chances are they're going to put her away anyway. So why not just go for the offer that could potentially lower the sentence while shifting a lot of blame onto Jodi? Now, she is saying, or they've said, whoever's said that, she does take some accountability for it. And it's like, well, yeah, they are your children. You put them in that situation. Obviously you're going to have to take some accountability. You're not a robot. Do you know what I mean? Obviously. But I'm just not buying it, to be honest. I think that she was just backed into a corner, and the fact that she is turning on Jodi is really quite something, and it makes me wonder exactly what they're going to do with Jodi when she appears. I think it's Monday the 20 something, if I've got that one right. It's the 20 something. I'll throw it up right here. Cannot remember off the top of my head, but I really am now wondering what Jodi's is going to be like, with everyone just sort of even Ruby literally saying it was mostly Jodi's fault. What are they going to do with her? Will Jodi then bring out more information about Ruby? I don't know. I really don't know. Through heartfelt apologies, she seeks to mend relationships and contribute positively to the healing journey of her family. I mean, massive wow. Did not see this one coming. I am wondering what Jodi is going to say in response to this. I'm assuming, do you reckon Jodi's lawyers would have already seen this statement? I'm assuming so. I wonder what Jodi's going to say in response, because in a way, if she's the one that's kind of being accused of being the ringleader in all of this, then she must have to respond in some capacity, no? Yeah, I mean, if I was her family, I would swiftly show her the door, but I'm not her family, and I am actually, and a lot of other people I know are really quite would think that, for the sake of the kids, for the sake of the family healing and the kids healing and getting on that better journey with their life, then I think in all interest, it is really quite good if this does not go to trial. Now, I don't know, it could still go to trial, it might not. I'm not a law expert, but from what I've gathered, yeah, if she takes this plea bargain, if she pleads guilty, then this could lower her sentence and she could be sentenced on that day, and this could not go to trial. So I think ultimately that is the best thing for the children. Major shock that obviously Jodi is now going to have to bear the brunt of kind of more accusations on this front. Will other people appear in court alongside? Really not sure. But yeah, this is the bingo card that I was not expecting to see.
I think this came as a surprise to everyone.
Legal analyst Greg Skordas says how much the plea helps Franke is unknown.
A plea bargain entails that there is some acceptance of responsibility, some plea to a lesser charge, and we'll just have to see what that is.
Franke's lawyers say the woman's time in jail has allowed her to reset her moral compass.
Yeah, that is pretty much all I have to say on this, but I hope you guys have a wonderful day wherever you are in this world. Take care of each other, take care of yourselves, and I'll catch up with you guys in the next video.